you are not addicted to the substance, but instead you are addicted to how that substance makes you feel at that given moment. The substance is basically used as a tool for you to achieve that state of you feeling carefree, you feeling fun, passion, and all this enlightenment, you know, state that you actually live, be, and feel at that very given moment. So, whenever you're consuming alcohol and you're trying to mitigate alcohol addiction or drug addiction, for instance, instead of trying to step them out or take them out step by step, why don't you try to shift your perspective and realize that you are getting high for the feeling? When you get high, when you drink every single day, when you get drunk on a regular basis, it kind of makes you feel good. It kind of makes you feel invincible. It kind of makes you feel like you conquer the entire world. Now, this feeling is what you chase. A feeling where you don't care about anything. The feeling where you can be your true self. The feeling where you don't think about what any other people are saying, or you don't have the fear of judgment. That feeling, basically, you go back as a child and express whatever you want to express at that given moment. That is what you are chasing. That's the reason why you get high, because you need to feel something. And you kind of go into this rationalization, be backward rationalize, telling that, no, I'm grown up. I cannot express myself. I cannot stop thinking about all my problems now. So I'll use this substance. I'll use alcohol. I will snort cocaine every single day so that I can feel energetic, so I can feel amazing, so I can feel like expressing myself. That feeling is what you're chasing. So instead of trying to mitigate all these substances, instead of trying to mitigate cocaine, heroin, alcohol, cigarettes, why don't you try to find or dive deep into the main core reason why you're chasing these feelings? Because normal life seems boring. No, I was smoking weed every single day. I was getting drunk every single day. Normal life felt so boring. So I used these substances to get high or get drunk so I can feel something. That was my escape. So through these substances, I found an outlet to escape this normal, boring reality and experience a new version of reality where I had no responsibility, where I can be carefree, where I can be a child once again. And let me take you back in time. As a child, you did not need any of these substances to feel good. You did not need any of these substances to express yourself or experience happiness, joy. Now you're so attached and tied up on these substances. And guess what? If you're attached to these substances, not only will you develop addiction to them, you will also be controlled by them. It'll be so easy to control you. Just by giving you some drugs, giving you some alcohol, people can control you. People can decide what you need to do, where you have to be at any given moment. And many people are being controlled by this. Your friends, the people who are close to you, know that you are addicted, that you are attached to these substances. So they give you these substances and expect you to behave or act in a certain way. And to receive that, you will do anything. And that is the life cycle of an addict. It's like you're always chasing this high. And once you get high and you wake back up the next day, that high doesn't stay there. It comes crashing down. Your whole mind is kind of cluttered. And this is where you get that hangover, and hangover feels so bad. And then normally you were here before drinking, you felt this was boring, you get high, you're here, and then the next day when you're not high anymore, go back here. It's like go crashing down. And you always want to take back these substances to go back to that feeling, to go back to that state of being so carefree, of living in the present moment, not worrying about the future nor thinking about the past. It's like everything just clicked. Now, as a child, you always had that feeling. You were always residing in that higher vibrational state. You did not need any other substance. You did not need cocaine to feel energetic. You do not need alcohol to forget about all your problems. At any given moment, you'll be completely immersive, present at any given activity that you were putting your mind into. Your mind was concentrated. You did not have any, external addiction. You did not need any of these other substances to express yourself or feel worthy. You were worthy enough. If you found something funny, you laughed. If you're happy, you expressed that happiness. If you're sad, you expressed sadness. And now, due to social conditioning, due to personal conditioning, and how we have been brought up in this world, you kind of don't want to express what you're feeling deep down inside. You have that fear. I'm so happy right now. I feel like laughing. I feel like jumping around. Enjoy. What will other people think about me? I feel sad. I feel like crying. But I don't want to cry. What will other people think about me? And then it's not only what other people think. I'm not weak to cry. I am strong. You put this external barrier upon yourself to feel any given emotion to the fullest. You cannot judge yourself more than other people. It's like you shooting yourself in the foot. And then you are essentially restricting yourself, and you build up so much resistance into feeling, acting, living, and thinking at any given emotion, at any emotional state that you're experiencing at any given point or any given moment in your life. And this kind of disables you to express your true self or be present in the very moment. And that is why you always think about your past, and that is why you always think about the future. You're not living in the present moment. There's so much things in your mind that has been occupied, kind of influencing you to not be your true self. And it's so much emotional baggage that you're not let go of. All these trauma come up to the surface and you don't want to acknowledge them. You rather go drink and forget about all your problems than facing them face to face and letting go of them, because that is hard. Drinking about it and forgetting about this is easy in the short term, but in the long term, it's just you going in a downward spiral. You'll always be addicted to that substance, and you'll be so easily manipulated and controlled because you are attached and tied up to that substance. At any given moment, if you're being triggered, if you feel sad, if you feel happy, you're always going to go back consuming that substance, and you'll always be dependent on that substance to be your true self or be in this higher vibrational state. So you essentially can't even let go. It's like you're attached to that feeling, and that is when you understand the point. You're attached to the feeling. You are not attached to the substance. The substance is just a catalyst, or substance is a tool that gets you to that feeling. So how you mitigate alcohol addiction or any sort of addiction in a very simple basis is you change your perspective. You shift your mind into this alternate thinking. You put yourself in this alternate space where you kind of realize that you are addicted to that feeling. You're not addicted to the substance in itself. And then you can work backward up, start realizing, why am I not experiencing that level of emotions? Why am I not so happy without these substances? Why am I not being in that emotional state? Why do I feel like life is boring? And you go do the inner work, and then you will find out so many reasons. So many things just come up to the surface. It's basically the situations or trauma that you have not dealt with. It's your problems resurfacing back that you have ignored. And when they resurface, just let go of them, acknowledge, face them, and accept them. And acceptance is a very big key here. It's a key moment for you to actually thrive upward and actually let go of all these addictions. You have to accept that you feel like this currently, and only when you accept, yes, this is a problem, you can work on finding a solution. And then you acknowledge your problems. You acknowledge all these things that keep holding you back from experiencing that amazing high. And essentially, when you let go of them, it'll be so much more easier for you to transcend to that higher vibrational state. And then you start expressing yourself more. You come out of your shell, stop judging yourself. If you feel that pressure around you, you have to embrace the chaos. Now, when I say embrace the chaos, I don't mean for you to go run naked in the middle of the day, in the busiest street in the world, and embrace all that chaotic stuff. I don't mean that. When I say step out of your comfort zone, I don't mean for you to live in a fucking hut. When I say comfort zone and chaos, it comes from a social standpoint. It comes from an emotional standpoint. I mean, embrace the chaos, embrace all that inner darker emotions, embrace your inner demons and work on them. When I say step out of your comfort zone, what I mean is step out of feeling comfortable in your own shell. It is so comfortable to stay there and not acknowledge your inner emotions, not acknowledge your inner demons. It is so comfortable to go get drunk or get high and forget about all your problems instead of facing them and actually working out of them, actually letting go of them. So step out of that comfort zone. It's so comfortable to keep your mouth shut in any given social situation and not express your true opinions, the true values that you stand for. It's so easy for you to not open up. It is very comfortable because when you open up and say some things, you have that fear that somebody else is going to judge you. You have that fear that somebody else is going to tell you to shut up. Somebody else is going to essentially come and argue with you, telling that you are wrong, telling that you should not be doing this, you should not be saying this, you should not be acting in this way. Instead, you should be acting in a certain kind of way. This is the fear that kind of puts you, holds you back into your comfort zone, your social comfort zone, your emotional comfort zone, and essentially your spiritual comfort zone. So break out of your shell, embrace the emotional chaos. Only when you embrace and accept them, you can eventually let go of them. And once when you do all the inner work, letting go of all your painful emotions and starting to express yourself more in a much more free way and much more authentic way, it'll be so much more easier to get back, to that childlike wonder that you lost, to get back to that higher vibrational state and essentially feel high without using any substances. You can get high just by walking around in this amazing park and catching sunsets. You don't need to depend on cocaine, heroin, weed, bath salts, meth to feel something. It's like you're numbing yourself. Your dopamine system is kind of getting really fucked up. You're fucking up your dopamine receptors. You're conditioning yourself to feel your emotions and feel something only when you consume insane dosage or insane amounts of drugs and alcohol. And this never ends. You condition yourself to 4 beers and now you need 20 beers to get high. You condition yourself to alcohol, now you need cocaine to feel something. You condition yourself to cocaine and now you need a meth to get high, to feel something. It only gets worse. So instead of trying to mitigate these addiction or substances in general, through substances in general, try to find a way. You're not addicted to the substance, you're addicted to how the substance makes you feel. You're addicted to that feeling. Try to find a way to get back to that feeling. And you can get back to that feeling without any external substances, only if you do the inner work, only if you let go of all your demons, only when you face all your demons and let go of them and start expressing yourself. Now, this is hard. I know this is hard, but it's not impossible. In the long term, you will thank yourself for committing yourself into this journey. And essentially, you'll feel like a child again. You'll be walking in a park and you'll be so happy. You'll feel all the amazing experiences. You'll be high without consuming any substance. You'll be high of life. You'll get high of life. And that's basically the logic or basically the motive that you can stick onto. Get high through life. Your life should get you high, not any substance. Make your real waking life as amazing or way better than your cocaine high or your drunk high or your meth high. Your real life should be better, or try making it better than your high life. I know what I said, I know how that sounds, but yeah, it is what it is. So let go of your inner demons, face them, let go of them, and essentially find a way to get high through life itself.